Assalamualaikum and hi. My group will be presenting on political institutions which are Syura and Democracy. So my name is Nur Afifah Hanis binti Rahim. Then let us see what is Syura. Syura is an expert gatherings to study carefully, present arguments and problem-solving solutions based on the principles and openness and equality amongst each other in order to arrive at a comfortable conclusion and based on intention and trust in Allah. According to Abdul Qadir Audah, there are methods that make up the Syura. First, Syura is a set of rights for the government and the people. In this scenario, both sides are equal in their rights. No one party has greater rights than the other. Second, the government's obligation to consult with the public on all matters of state, either big or small. Third, Syura is guided by divine sincerity. The idea of Syura must be carried out sincerely for the sake of Allah to uphold the truth of Islam without being influenced by heritage and personal interest. Next, what is democracy? Democracy means that the power belongs to the people. The people hold the highest power, decision making and policy makers in the administration of the state and government, and control the implementation of policies either directly by the people or their representative through representative institutions. Democracy is something that can provide an opportunity for people to constantly fight and express their voices so that they get to rights and obligations in life. For example, testifying a matter whether wrong or right is justified for the sake of freedom and personal interest by putting the majority vote first. Nicholas Makcik further explains the characteristics of democracy. Some of them are: first, there are free and fair general elections and effective representative bodies. Second, the equation before the law, that democracy is a state of law and not a state of power. Every citizen must uphold the rule of law. Thus, the most striking distinction between the concept of Syura and democracy is that the democratic concept ensures that the community is involved in the decision-making process, but in Islam, the highest sovereignty is in the hands of Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala and humans are only trusted to implement it.
My name is Nurul Amira. Now let's move on to the next part, which is the challenges in the implementation of democracy and Syura. Starting with the challenges of democracy. First, as we know, there are enormous disparities in wealth and power, with some being far more effective than others in realizing the project, including differences in their ability to have the project supported by the institutions of the transnational governance. Second, democracy tends to be rule of the majority. It can mean that some people's interests are never represented. A more genuine way of representing everyone's interests is to use decision-making by consensus. Third, it promotes short-term thinking and sacrifices long-term strategy. To make it simple, the politicians might act in a rather short-term manner and may ignore the adverse long-term effects of their decisions. And then the second part is the challenges of the implementation of Syura. First is the rejection of Islamic political administration. For example, historically in Malaysia, the public administration is more influenced by the concept of administration based on the Western colonial system. Second, the issue of the diversity of political parties in Malaysia has kind of placed Islam under the concept of equality with other religions. Politics has been dominated by revenge that only knows how to divide society. And the last one, understanding the separation of politics and religion. Political separation from Islam was introduced in the Christian community during the Dark Ages in the West. This separation is called secularism. To conclude, we can see that there are a lot of challenges of why Syura can be implemented, and there are also shortcomings in democracy.
Hi, I am Nur Afifah Mohamad. I will continue on the concept of Syura in the family. Alright, first of all, the concept of Syura can be seen in terms of family status through the process of rights before marriage, which is engagement, throughout marriage, and after divorce. Alright, the forcing of a parent to marry their daughter without their consent is forbidden in Sharia rules. Islam, on the other hand, advised that a father must first obtain his daughter's approval. In this case, Imam Ahmad related a hadith which he understood having Syura with women, your wives, in the interest of their children. So, from here, it is an encouragement to a father to have Syura with the mother of the daughter in her marital problems, and a father also must first obtain his daughter's approval. So, before our daughter getting married, a father must have Syura with his wife first and also her daughter first before he decided to agree with any proposal. Alright, regarding the Syura during the marriage, the husband and wife must communicate with one another and discuss on things that affect their joint interests as well as their future interests of their children. The parents also must have Syura with their children. The parents may ask about their school and so on. This is in order to create a good relationship among the family members. Alright, last but not least, the concept of shura through the process of rights after a family divorce. Okay, in this situation, it is related with the issue of alimony, which means that a father must provide needs for his child even though after divorce. And it is mentioned in Al-Quran, meaning that therefore forgive them and having shura with them in that matter. So from here we can conclude that in many parts of life it is clear that the concept of shura is highly valued, and by planning ahead of time we may create a happy family and ensure the future well-being of our children as well as our life. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Afifah binti Asri. So now I will continue to the democracy in family. Family is the first place for one to learn, a place for one to get to know themselves, a learning space to do good to others, and also a habit to approach problems. Family is the home of democracy, where children first learn about cooperation, commitment, the importance of partnership, sacrifice, and also loyalty. Family is like a small government that rules itself. Parents are considered democratic educators who teach their members how to adapt to shortcomings, care for others, be happy, and also obey the duty. So, first and foremost, application of democratic culture should also start from the family. In general, this is where individuals will form personal values and also character. In addition, families that adopt a culture of democracy will gain main benefit. Every individual that grow up in it will feel comfortable and grow into a strong person outside the family. These are examples of application of democratic culture in the family. First, every member of family, young and old, has the same right to express an opinion. Each member of the family free to speak and express opinion in a suitable manner and in accordance with family rules. Second, respect each other's opinion of each family member and appreciate each achievement each member. Everyone is equal in family in terms of opinion and also criticism. So the children sometimes may criticize the parent and the parent may criticize the children. But they have to remember that everyone has the right to speak their voice. The parents also do not forget to give the children an example on how to express an opinion well and help the children understand how to accept criticism to be better.